Hi, I'm Steve Bowes as part of the GMO Leadership Series. Today we are talking with Paul Williams, the principal of the AusCon group, AusCon Metals. I'm sure we all know them and heard of them. AusCon leads the way in WA for metal and machinery recycling. When did you start the family business, Paul?
Well, how the business came about is that probably back in about 1977, my father bought into a used car part recycling business, or in those days we call them wreckers. Basically, I was away doing an apprenticeship, and there was the three brothers. That was myself, Mark, and Michael. And when I got back there, I said it was really just too many people on the scene. So I decided that as adjunct to the car body, car parts business, that I'd branch out a bit. And what I started doing was recycling cars. In the context that I was picking up car bodies, if there's a car body that was had some parts on it, our business had first cut at the cake. We built our own machines in those days. We made our own car press, so that basically we could get the cars in. Either we got paid to take them away, or we paid for them. We sorted the parts out, and we made a car flattening machine, which out of bits and pieces, and that was basically the start of the metal recycling branch of the business. As years went on, with cheap imported cars and the car parts coming in from overseas, we could see the writing on the wall, and Dad and Mark were offered a pretty good deal to get out of the wrecking side of business. So basically they sold out of that, and we decided to concentrate on the scrap metal, and that was basically the start of AusCon. Originally we called ourselves Kelmscott Recycling Plant, which was KRP. And then probably around about 96, 97, we changed the name to AusCon Metals and Machinery, which was actually Australian Consolidated Metals and Machinery. And in those days we were quite diversified. We were doing demolition, mine site cleanups. We were most parts of the state, mainly concentrating in the eastern goldfields. We've done in that side of the business of demolition. We did a lot of work for BP and Shell. We did a lot of tank demolitions and that sort of stuff. A lot of mine site demolition cleanups. I couldn't list the amount of mines that we demolished back in between 95 and probably I'd say probably around about 2005. We were all over the place, but since then we've concentrated on building the business into an export metal recycling processing. We process the metal to a mill finish. We sort the metals out, both the ferrous and the non-ferrous metals, and we've decided that we just concentrate on the export. Our business is slightly different to other scrap metal exporters. All of our material is containerised, which means that basically we're selling and exporting every week. We don't stockpile and wait for a ship to come in. Our material is basically loaded from 7 to 4 daily, and we're exporting every day of the week. So we have the batches of containers. I think from memory, we're one of the Maersk shipping line's biggest customers here in Perth as far as containers go. We're anything from 3,000 to 4,000 tonne of HMS 1 and 2 per month, and a regular 1,000 tonne of shredded metal goes out of the yard on a monthly basis. So that's probably a bit of a overview of what we've done. We've been pretty lucky in the context that we've gone down the export road, because over the years, when we first started exporting, we were China and Southeast Asia were our biggest clients, and that's completely turned around to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all those places now are our biggest customer, and we send very little metal into the Asian market. The thing with it is that that area has been a bit depressed, and their metal prices haven't been quite as good as that we've been getting. But the beauty of the way we've run our business or operated it is we've had the flexibility to go from one market to another market, and that's why we're very happy that we've built the strategy to do our own exporting and become our own people. Years gone by, we used to build up stockpiles and sell to the highest bidder, but over the years, times gone by, we would probably have maybe 4 or 5 people bidding for the material.
Sure.
Now there's 2. So with us exporting ourselves, we don't have that problem of just being thrown into a duopoly. We just sell to the highest bidder, and we have a really good demand for the product we process and sell.
Look, that's fascinating. I guess it's all about holding your margins, which and trying to keep that together, and obviously the fluctuation in the Australian dollar and so on would be a.
It's a big factor for anyone exporting. Strong Australian dollar, we're losing margins. At the moment, we're quite happy where it is at the moment. Which is good for us in our business. Not so good for us when we go on holidays, but it's only our business that pays for the holidays, so we've got to get our priorities right.
That's correct. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. You've taken a small local business to something now that is really quite national and international. And as you've said, it's been quite a haul over many years. And
Oh, it has. And over the years we've embraced new technologies. We've brought in a lot of machinery, innovative machinery in from Italy and places like that, which we've also built into our business, our own maintenance programs. We've got a fully comprehensive machine shop, and we've got our own fitters, and which for us, we could get outside contractors to do this sort of work, but the issue here is that we're building the technology to maintain this machinery into the business. So in other words, instead of us being at the mercy of the ups and downs of the mining industry, where at the moment people want to do your work, but when the mining boom's up, then we can't get anyone to repair our machinery.
Exactly.
So by doing it ourselves, we've alleviated these little pitfalls. The other thing is it's technology that we've built into the company that's a big part of our basis or our success, really. So, and also we're gadget guys. We love the gadgets, and it's interesting. The technology behind these machines is really quite amazing. And look, if it's like everything. If you keep up with technology, you're on top of it. But if it gets beyond you, then you're left behind. So we sort of like take on new innovations in our metal processing, which is it's really kicked goals for us. Yeah.
Sure. Well, it sounds like you're really seizing the opportunities that are coming past, and these things are coming all the time. In relation, I think the WA government is certainly looking at what the South Australian government is doing in recycling and all of that style of thing that's coming into the future. Will you sort of be part of that?
Well, look. Steve, we've looked at this for a long time, and it's there's some serious benefits for everyone in this container recycling business. We look at it as an opportunity. There's parts of it that we're going to be heavily involved with, and there's probably parts that we won't be able to get fully involved with, but. Look, when it comes to recycling, as I said, these days there's a machine for every occasion, right. And if we can get involved in this and develop a few new strategies and technologies to make it work. I mean, we're in the export business. We've got everything in place to buy, process, containerise and ship off to markets anywhere in the world.
It's certainly a lovely bolt-on, isn't it? All
Yeah,
of
for
these
sure.
things as they're coming, because it is becoming such a big issue, recycling and so on. But sort of, finally, I guess a lovely question to be asking is, AusCon would be a very good barometer, I would imagine, for, the WA economy and so on.
Well, as someone has said to us before, the metal or commodities industries are a good barometer for world economics.
Okay.
And as well as local economics, it's a world thing. I mean, let's face it, if people are out there buying steel and they're building and there's a need out there for steel, which means that people are prospering and they're building it. Metal prices are improving. Well, we're looking at a fairly positive future, and look, West Australia is a fantastic place to be, and doesn't matter how the most beautiful places in the world you go to, you're going to come back to Western Australia. And look, what's good for the West Australian economy is good for all of us.
Sure. Well, look, thank you for coming today, Paul. Your business, AusCon Metals, is one of the bigger icons, in WA, and I personally very impressed with the size of your business and the mountains of scrap metal that you have down there.
Yeah.
and where they go so quickly and all of that. And again, thank you for your time and thank you for coming today.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay.